Everybody's joining in on this one. And so the chorus goes, I'm getting a bit tonight, I'm getting a bit tonight. My mother says I must be quick if I'm to have some spotted dick. I love my roly-poly, it fills me with delight. I haven't had any since Easter, but I'm getting a bit tonight. La-da-da-da-da-da, la-da-da-da-da-da. And then somebody chimes in with a limerick.
Okay.
All right? So,
before we jump in, can you introduce yourself to the audience?
yes, I'm so sorry.
No.
I am
I'm making everybody do it.
I am Danielle de Leon, called Dandelion of Lions Gate. And I am here because I was tricked.
I feel you.
I was tricked. I didn't know that this was, I didn't know that winning this came with responsibilities. But I'm here anyway.
And we appreciate you.
Yes. So, I would like to try that with everybody because for me, the best thing about Bardic is when everyone can just join in because it's something fun and silly and we all get to feel like a bard for the moment, whether we can sing or not. Right, so you ready?
Ready.
Does anybody need me to go through it again?
Yeah.
All right. I'm getting a bit tonight, I'm getting a bit tonight. My mother says I must be quick if I'm to have some spotted dick. I love my roly-poly, it fills me with delight. I haven't had any since Easter, but I'm getting a bit tonight. La-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Okay.
All right, and that's just going to happen in between every single limerick. So by the time you're feeling ready to join in, please do. My goal, my absolute dream is not to get undressed in front of everyone.
Spicy.
I was told both pieces had to be spicy, and then like last week was told this one had to be family friendly, and all of these limericks had to get changed.
You were twice read.
Right. So these kind of walk the line a little bit. And we're just going to go down the line. So if you have a fear of performing, then why don't you and I switch places?
I'm going to go first. Hey, then I can sit and watch the rest of it.
Great. Fantastic. All right.
May have been a mistake.
Are the judges ready?
Yeah.
All right. I'm getting a bit tonight, I'm getting a bit tonight. My mother says I must be quick if I'm to have some spotted dick. I love my roly-poly, it fills me with delight. I haven't had any since Easter, but I'm getting a bit tonight. La-da-da-da-da-da, la-da-da-da-da-da.
When your knights come back from slaughter, you must ply
Yes,
them
it's
with...
a limerick. It's just
Well, I don't know what a limerick is, so I'm just going to read it out. You must, when your knights come back from the slaughter, you must ply them with washcloths of water, because those with such power think they don't need a shower, and you and I know that they ought
I'm getting a bit tonight, I'm getting a bit tonight. My mother says I must be quick if I'm to have some spotted dick. I love my roly-poly, it fills me with delight. I haven't had any since Easter, but I'm getting a bit tonight. La-da-da-da-da-da, la-da-da-da-da-da.
A pelican spends all their days exchanging service for praise. Good thing when we ask for help with the task, they only have 2 hands to raise.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Okay, for a limerick goes da 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 da. Da 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 da. Yeah.
That makes way more sense now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's okay. Do you want to try again? Okay.
It was funny though, because it's about pelicans.
I'm going to just read it out because I kind of lost it while you were. A pelican spends all their days exchanging service for praise. Good thing when we ask for help with a task, they only have 2 hands to raise. Oh. I'm getting a bit tonight, I'm getting a bit tonight. My mother says I must be quick if I'm to have some spotted dick. I love my roly-poly, it fills me with delight. I haven't since Easter, but I'm getting a bit tonight. La da 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 da, la da 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 da.
What was the?
Da 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 da.
Okay. When a project has you in tears, a wild laurel appears. Their tips are selective, but super effective, and stop you from grinding your gears.
I'm getting a bit tonight, I'm getting a bit tonight. My mother says I must be quick if I'm to have some spotted dick. I love my roly-poly, it fills me with delight. I haven't had any since Easter, but I'm getting a bit tonight. La da 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 da, la da 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 da. When war is coming up soon, preparation time is a boon. If the weather's not fair, you'll regret lack of care when you unpack without pantaloons. I'm getting a bit tonight, I'm getting a bit tonight. My mother says I must be quick if I'm to have some spotted dick. I love my roly-poly, it fills me with delight. I haven't had any since Easter, but I'm getting a bit tonight. La da 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 da, la da 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 da.
Nuns picking penile fruit. Add butt trumpets giving a toot. 'Cause quite the sensation in illumination, and modern scribes find them a hoot.
I'm getting a bit tonight, I'm getting a bit tonight. My mother says I must be quick if I'm to have some spotted dick. I love my roly-poly, it fills me with delight. I haven't had any since Easter, but I'm getting a bit tonight. La da 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 da, la da 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 da.
When a scribe has a task and the will, they must first take a knife to their quill. Like a bris they must snip, not the base, just the tip, for a small pen will rarely fulfill.
I'm getting a bit tonight, I'm getting a bit tonight. My mother says I must be quick if I'm to have some spotted dick. I love my roly-poly, it fills me with delight. I haven't had any since Easter, but does anybody know what an Easter butt is? Oh. It's the northbound end of a southbound hare. I'm getting a bit tonight.
Yes, thank you. What's a spotted dick? It's a fruit.
It's a fruit.
That's what I was saying.
She was singing it like she knew, right?
So well, until I saw the marking sheet last weekend, because I didn't do my homework, I didn't realize that this piece was supposed to be and how will you further Bardic in onto your theory? Surprise! And right? And so when I saw that, I went, well, hang on, where's the child? She's not in here. Well, fuck. But then I thought about it a little further, and what is my favorite parts of Bardic? My favorite parts are when we all get to be bards for a minute. And that, I think, is one of the biggest barriers when people are attending a Bardic, but they don't have a piece to perform. But then someone comes up with a song we all know how to sing. Hello, Wagon Wheel. And everybody gets to join in. And everybody gets to feel like, I know this song, I can do this too. And you're singing with everyone, and it's not just a moment where I get to be a bard, it's a moment where I get to connect with everybody here. We're all singing it together. We all know it, and it's something that we share. And that's a huge part of Bardic, is helping people connect to each other. Bards create the world we want to see through song, through story, through all of our different arts. We, through our arts, we teach people what we want them to value. We teach people what we want them to praise, what we want them to abhor, what we want to see from them. How do we know what is a chivalric value? Stories. How do we know what is some funny gossip from Aidenvelt and some stories about some sheep? Stories. I'm so glad there was ever heard like the bare bones of that story, but I still know it because I heard the story. So if someone were to, and I know they are because there's judges right there, ask me, to ask me how specifically this piece might help further. I honestly thought the question was how would this piece that you're performing, not you specifically as a person, further the Bardic arts in Ontier. I wrote these limericks in a morning, and I specifically wrote them about the various offices in the SCA because for those of us who are already in the SCA, it's a bunch of inside jokes. I mean, has anybody smelled a knight just coming out of armor? I knew you would. Or had that moment when Scribes goes, look at this marginalia. But for people who are just coming into the SCA, what's a pelican? What's a laurel? I didn't know. But now I know that, okay, pelicans volunteer for things. And, oh, if I'm struggling with something, maybe a laurel can help. And I don't want to say limericks are so easy to come up with because they're really not, because it's art. But also, if you're trying to make it somewhat educational, it's a great way to help everyone who's already been here bond a little over shared experiences, help new people understand who we are, what we're getting into, and it's just a fun chorus. And it's the kind of thing that we can just keep making more limericks. And it's the kind of song that, oh, somebody else has a limerick? Jump in! Oh, we've got 36 verses here. It's like the SCA birthday dirge. Enough people with enough ideas. It's not a one-person song. It would have been so much more boring had I just stood up here and read these off myself. Does anybody have particular questions?
So if you were at an event and somebody came up and they're really interested in what you're doing, where would you direct them to get more information on becoming an artist?
Well, I'd probably sit down and talk with them myself. Because, no, I do not have the long years of Bardic that Jameson has. But it's an evolving art. It has always been an evolving art. And so if somebody is wanting to get into it, I'd sit down and I'd talk with them myself. I'd ask them what they were interested in, why. And if they're saying, I'm really interested in dance, I'd go, oh, well, then let me direct you to my friends. Because I love the dance, but I don't actually study it. If it's a scenario where I don't have the time to, or like I'm headed somewhere and they want that kind of information from me, and I mean, there's so many incredible, talented people who, whether they're bards or not, appreciate what bards do and know who the various bards around are, because we're the ones that have the guts. I keep forgetting there's no kid in the room. We're the ones that have the balls to stand up and do fun things around the fire. So, direct them to the nearest bard.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Which is great. And you being put on the spot in this way shows like so much more courage than I have. The question I've asked a few people is what can the prince and princess, and it's not necessarily an answer.
She's already got one.
You already got one.
I've got one. And it's not just a praise me, although please do.
We all know flattery gets us everywhere.
No, I'm from Meridies, and one of the first local events that I ever attended was Coronation. And when King Adamar was stepping down, one of the last things that he said to the people that really stuck with me was the SCA is a society that is built on praise. You know, that's why we have all these offices, that's why we have all of these awards, and we need to not be stingy with them. So even if, you know, you're not handing out Bardic championships for everyone. It's not about the participation trophy. It's about moments where someone recognizes, oh wow, I really appreciated what you did, or your story meant so much to me, or you have such a beautiful voice. It's clear as a bell, Jazz. You know, she's not in the room, so you know, I don't feel like I'm like kissing up. Those are the moments that make being bards and spreading the bardic arts worth it. It's not the, we're gonna organize a bardic championship, because that's so much work. I mean, some people like that much work. It's where today, oh my gosh, I'm shaking under my dress. You can't tell, but I am, and so like somebody's name is going right out of my head. Blue hair did the nettles. What? Chevet. Thank you. Actually, I don't think I ever knew her SCA name.
It doesn't look like Chevet. Yeah, Scalyx.
Where Chevet came up to me after my story earlier, and she gave me a token because she liked my story so much, and that was worth the trip. Bards, if we're gonna keep wanting to do bardic arts, we need praise. We need acknowledgement. We need, it's not enough just to encourage us to do it. You gotta tell us afterward, wow, that was great! Sometimes even if it wasn't for a new bard, because like they need the encouragement to keep going and practicing and working on it. But that's how I think you guys could support the bardic arts.
Thank you. If I may, as on the praise note, you did very, very well for having 2 people in a row not know what a limerick was. So thanks for being so patient with that.
I'm so sorry. I thought it was such a ubiquitous style of poem. I didn't know anybody would not know what a limerick rhythm was. I'm so sorry.
No. You didn't check, but then you rolled with it and you taught us.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what I'm grateful for, is that you had the patience to go, oh, okay, well here's what it is. And you flowed with that very, very well, and you didn't let that upset your day or shake up your day too much. You handled that very, very well.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So I figure everybody knows there once was a man from Nantucket.
Yeah, and then you're trying to read it, and you're like, I don't know how to read anymore. Really looking at me, very uncomfortable.
Well, today you were far braver than His Highness?
His Highness put on a puppet show. I don't know if I was far braver than that.
Oh, I forgot about that.
He probably wishes he could.
No, actually.
It was stretching.
That is actually good. In that case, can we get a round of applause for both of their Highnesses for standing up? They said they weren't going to do it until next year?
Right? You beat your goal.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't in the competition.
Officially
There was
in
no word competition.
Okay.
Okay, but you stood up during the competition and you did some bardic, so like.
Yeah.
Phase 1.
Yeah, phase 1 complete.
Thank you very much.
Did we have any more questions from over here?
I think she's done.
Sorry. They didn't.
You're free. Run away.